Before I let you get on out of here, and thank you so much for your time, I got to ask you, I'm going to go one by one from some people that you've interviewed. And I want you to tell me what comes to your mind.
Okay.
The late, great Kobe Bryant.
Dude, it was like the coolest moment because right before we hit the stage, he comes in and, he looks at me. We start talking, talks to my wife for 15 minutes, talks to my son for 10 minutes. And he says, so how many people are going to be out there? So 6,000 people. He said, you get nervous before you do these types of interviews? I said, no. He said, yeah, me neither. I said, yeah, of course, you play in front of everybody. And then all of a sudden this lady shows up and probably in her early 70s, white lady. And they hug each other as if it's his grandma. And they have the most pleasant conversation right next to us. We're watching them. And then we go hit the stage, and we do the interview, and we have the convo together, and we leave afterwards. There was a bond. Like, we actually were communicating. I don't know what it would have turned into, but we were communicating. Now, that was my guy, man. I mean, I'm a diehard Kobe guy. I can't even describe it to you. It was one of my favorite conversations of my lifetime.
Conversations is what I meant to ask about. Not just you interviewing somebody, but other people interviewing you. Bill Maher.
I didn't talk a lot. Even though he interviewed me, he was the one talking.
Club Random.
Club Random. I just sat there. I'm like, okay, well, maybe this is his way of doing therapy. It's a show.
I can't imagine you not talking a lot.
No.
I mean, you're a great orator. I can't imagine.
Did you watch the show?
I
Let me tell you, I
had a good time when I was on there, but I caught a contact high because he was smoking weed the whole time.
The whole time.
And I mean, I don't smoke weed, but I mean, you'd have thought I did that day.
The whole time. No, I think I think the last 4 years you got to give credit to him because he's brought up issues that other people don't have the audacity to do.
Right. And as a guy on the left, he's called them out.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind if we do another one without any weed involved.
Okay.
There's this guy on ESPN that would say, the weed. I don't know if you've heard this guy or not.
Stay off the weed.
Yeah, he's an interesting guy.
Roland Martin.
I actually really enjoyed it. I know it's going to sound crazy. I actually really enjoyed talking to Roland.
Because?
Because he's a fighter. And it's what makes it good. Like the guy, by the way, maybe a little bit too much for himself. He sounds like he's super chaotic all the time. But I actually enjoyed having the discourse because it was boom, 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 boom. It was from the moment we got started till the end of the podcast, it was a fight. Beginning to the end. And then once it was done, hey, man, all right, cool, great, boom, it was done.
Joe Rogan.
One of a kind. He's the GOAT, man. Joe, to me, is super likable.
He's the GOAT at this. Everything that we do on the podcast,
there's no question about it. But, like the other day, I went and watched old Joe Rogan interviews. He did an old interview with Conan O'Brien, right? And I went and watched his interviews there to see how he was. And then you're seeing, like, the way he moves and what, just not sitting still and how quick he was and working with the audience and energy was just attractive. He's a grown man now, but you see him at 34 years old. He's always had a very attractive personality, and the way he sold, like that guy could have been a lawyer if he wanted to. He would be one hell of a debater. He would have done so many different things. But when you see where he's at right now, he's having a time of his life. Yeah, he's in a league of his own.
Who haven't you interviewed that you would love to?
Jimmy Carter, but it'll never happen.
Jimmy Carter?
Oh, yeah. I'm in U.S. because of Jimmy Carter.
Yeah.
So Jimmy Carter would be one. I think some of the Iranian leaders I would be interested in. I'd be very interested in Putin. I'd be very interested in Bill Clinton. I'd like to sit down with Bill Clinton. Probably above many other names, Bill Clinton would be on that list. I'm just, for whatever reason, I'm interested in a lot of these political leaders.
Barack Obama?
Barack Obama would be fascinating.
Hillary Clinton?
I'd love to talk to Hillary, but Bill more than Hillary.
Because?
Dude, you have a 20,000 name Rolodex. You write all these guys cards saying, I'm running for office and I'm looking for your support. I went to a city, Hope, Arkansas, right? Because there was my wife's father died. My father-in-law died, so we went to Hope, Arkansas. I realized my wife went to the same elementary school that Bill went to, okay? I'll tell you a very weird story while I'm there. I'm asking everybody, how was Bill? We love him. How was Bill? We love him. Why? He was so personal. We would open a door. Was he a womanizer? Yeah, he always liked the ladies. Did you guys have a problem with that? No, but he was always cool with us. Okay, interesting. We're in New York. I'm going to a Yankees game, so I take 40 of my guys. We get the big suite. Boom, rain out. Yankees game's canceled. Here we go. So what do? We go to this, what's this place with the bowling alley with everybody in New York goes to? There's a name for it. It's a big facility, games, all this stuff. What is it called?
I forgot the
What is the name of it?
I forgot the name of it. If it was Philly, I'd say Dave and Buster's, but that
No,
doesn't
it's not.
exist
It's a
in New
map,
York.
but you know what I'm
That's not in New
talking
York.
about, right? Yeah. What is it? Chelsea
Pier.
That's what
Chelsea
it is. Yeah,
Pier.
Chelsea.
Chelsea Pier.
That's what it is. So we
Okay.
go there, and Vincent Oshana, you know Vincent Oshana? He's been on the pod before. So him and Tikran are asking me, hey, Pat, who's the one person you'd love to have on the podcast? Stephen A. I say, oh, Bill Clinton. You can count to 5. Both of them say, get out of here. I said, why? He said, he just walked in. I said, what? Stephen A. 5 seconds later. I said, who just walked in? He said, Clinton just walked in. I said,
Wow.
no way. I look back. I'm like, oh, shit. He just walked in.
Right.
This guy is 79, 80 years old. I go up. We have a nice 10-minute conversation together. His Secret Service guys follow the content. You know what he did for 2.5 hours? I could not believe this. This guy goes and shakes everybody's hand he could shake in that place and is listening to everybody. Think about how old he is.
Right.
For 2.5 hours, he's going, oh, so what's your story? Where are you from? Oh, and he's looking him in the eyes like this, right? Wow. I want to know that story. I want to know upbringing. I want to know a few different things about him. Yeah, I'd want to interview Bill Clinton.